Welcome to 30 Days of Easy Watercolor Flowers, Day 3, Lavender. I'm going to use my Princeton Heritage brush, round, size 6. I've mixed 3 different hues of violets. The first one, ultramarine blue and brown. The second one is violet, my rose color with a little bit of green to dull it. And the third is violet with a peach flesh color. I'll pick up some of this first color on my brush, and holding my brush more parallel to the paper, I will just set my brush on the paper, making these oblong marks. I'm not being too particular. I'm just switching the direction and the shape along an imaginary stem line. Next, we'll pick up our middle hue and just continue just placing our brush down here and there. We can overlap that first hue a little bit and let those colors run together, and just varying our pressure, our size, our direction, just to make it look a little more natural. Now let's pick up our third hue, and we'll just continue on in the same way, overlapping, varying our direction, just tapping our brush down here and there. And while I've got this violet on my brush, I'll just tap my fingers on the top of my brush and create a few splatters. Now let's make another sprig of lavender. We'll just do the same thing we did before, holding our brush parallel to the paper. We'll pick up that first hue of violet and just set our brush down here and there, varying the direction, the pressure, and the size of our brush strokes. Now let's pick up that middle hue, and we'll do the same thing along our imaginary stem line, just working up that stem line, overlapping, just dabbing our brush here and there. We'll pick up our third hue on our brush, and you know the drill. Just start dabbing away, and you'll notice that the first stroke you put down will be dark, and that it gets lighter as you use up that paint on your brush. So you'll want to do some at the bottom, some at the top, some at the middle. Just work all over the flower so you can get the different values of the brush strokes distributed among the entire sprig. Next, let's create the stems for our little lavender sprigs. So I'm picking up some yellowish green, and with the point of my brush, holding my brush vertically to the paper, and create little lines in between these little brush strokes. So where there's a space, we'll draw some little lines and then bring it all the way down. And then we can just connect some little twigs coming out into our stem. Let's do the same thing for our other little sprig of lavender. So with the tip of our brush, we'll just drag this line in the empty spaces, and we can connect some of these little lavender blossoms as we go, and then we'll bring it all the way down. Okay, let's pick up some of that yellow green and point, press, lift. We will make some elongated little leaves that come out from the stem. Let's do one on the other side. Now I'm going to pick up some cooler green just for a little variety, and we'll mix that in with my yellowish green, and we'll do some leaves on the other side. Point, press, lift, just some flowy, elongated leaves coming out from the stem. Let's pick up some even cooler green to add into these leaves. We'll add one on this side and then drop some of that green into the bottom of these warm green leaves. Once you're finished with that, you can add some lavender sprigs to your watercolor chart.